After your DHCP service has been installed, you'll need to go into the DHCP Manager and configure a scope. What a scope is nothing more than the addresses that you're going to assign to your clients when they request them. Let's go on and open our DHCP Manager. I need to come down here and go to Start, Programs, Administrative Tools Common, and DHCP Manager. This was added to the list when I installed the DHCP service. Let's go on and expand this. I'm going to double click on Local Machine. When I do this, you'll notice that Local now appears up here. I'm going to go over and I'm going to click on Scope, Create, and it gives me an area here that I can put my start address. We're going to put the range of addresses in. I need to put my subnet mask in as well because this will be assigned when the machine comes up and makes the request. Now, if you have certain addresses that you want to exclude from being assigned, because let's say those addresses are assigned to, say, the router on your system and your servers, what you can do is you can have this exclusion range. Let's say that we're going to exclude the first few addresses in here. Let's put the range in here. I'm going to click Add. And this is the range that's excluded. This can be any place inside this scope could be excluded. I can change the lease duration. I can make it unlimited. This might be used if you don't have a large number of machines and you have plenty of extra addresses. What you can do is assign an IP address to a machine, and that IP address belongs to that machine. But you don't have to sit down individually at the workstation to assign it. Other situations, which is what the default is, it's limited to 3 days. What will happen here is after 3 days, this lease is expired. Since the workstation knows this, what it's going to do is it's going to wait until 50% of the lease is expired. In this case here, 1.5 days. Then it will send a DHCP request directly to the server and request the renewal for this address. If the server is up and running, it will grant the request. If the server's not up and running, what's going to happen is the client's going to wait until 7/8 or 87.5% of the lease has expired, and then what it's going to do is it's going to send a broadcast out and try to find any DHCP server that's on the network. Okay, I'm going to click OK here, and it's going to add my scope. It's added it, but it's not activated now. Well, yes, I'd like to activate it, so I click the Yes button, and it's working. Let's take a brief look at some other options that you can allow your DHCP server to assign to each workstation when it comes on. With our scope highlighted, I can go up here to DHCP Options and click on it. I can come down here to Defaults. When I click on Defaults, it will give me some options. Let me bring the Standard Options drop-down box here. And we'll notice the router is one of the items. This is the default gateway. If I put this item in here and a message needs to be sent outside the subnet or outside the network, it will be able to find the default gateway or the router. We can assign DNS server names from our DHCP service. And we can also assign our WIN server name as well as the NetBIOS over TCP IP addressing where the machine has to go certain places in order to resolve the NetBIOS name. So really the major items that can be assigned here from our DHCP server, in addition to the IP address and the subnet mask, we can get our router or default gateway, we can get the DNS server, and we can get WINs. I'm going to click Cancel because I don't want to assign these from here, but I could. and our scope's ready to roll.